Hey, I am Rachel, the destined one. So listen, I want to talk to you guys today. A little bit today. I want to talk to you guys a little bit today and talk about how, as I'm going through this great awakening, how we have been absolutely, positively lied to about everything. And so, as I'm going through all these learning new things and great awareness from God, this is a hard journey. This is a very hard journey because I always talk about divine counterparts. I have a divine counterpart. I told you guys that I'm gay or whatever, as the world will see it. But when I met my divine counterpart, as a person who was always seeking God, who's always seeking truth, who God called me into ministry about 3 years ago, I knew something was deeply wrong when I met my divine counterpart, and my divine counterpart is a woman. And immediately I knew something was wrong. I knew that, like, what is this? What's going on? What's happening to me? Why am I feeling these feelings that I'm feeling towards this woman? Now, listen, we have been told that it was sin, that we're going to hell for loving someone of the same sex. And so immediately I began to seek God, because I'm like, I was told that I was going to hell for this. I was told that this is not of God. I was told that it is wicked to love someone of the same sex. But immediately I knew that a lot of things were a lie. I knew a lot of things were a lie. I never met anyone in my life, and instantly, the very first day, excuse me guys, I just got finished walking, I'm sweating. The very first day that I met this woman, I loved her. And I loved her to such a deeper level, I didn't understand that I was in love. Because then I told you guys, because I had to talk all in code, and God was like, no, I want you to be open, to be real, to be authentic. You're the chosen one. You're the one that I've chosen to go on this journey. And before the foundation of the earth, you signed a contract to go on this journey with this woman, and to be at this part in your life, what the world call is gay. And I was like, oh my God, this is like weird. This is crazy. I have been lied to. I have been deceived. And immediately I kept thinking that, no, I'm in sin. No, this is wrong. No, I'm going to hell. But then I was like, something's not right. I have been lied to. Because how can I meet this woman and have this God love for her? Have this deep love for her? Have this love I didn't even understand for her, that I've never had for any man in my life? And immediately I knew something was wrong. I began to pray. I began to seek God. I felt shame. But then God was like, why are you feeling shame? I gave you this person. She is your person. She is your divine counterpart. She is your other half. And I didn't know what any of that meant. I didn't know anything about twin flames. I've heard of soulmates. I've never experienced that. And so I began to seek God and seek God and seek God. And I began to fast. And I began to feel even some type of shame, because I'm like, I really love this one. And I've never loved anyone like this. I've never loved anyone like this. God, am I going to hell? Is this my person? Am I supposed to be ashamed? And God kept telling me no. So immediately I knew I had been lied to, because I know I walk with God. I walk with God all day, every day. It is me and God against the world. I walk with God like that. And so as I kept asking God, God kept telling me, yes, you're not crazy. She is your divine counterpart. She is your twin flame. She is your soulmate. This is hard to deal with because of what I've been taught, because of the indoctrination, because of religion has taught us to hate stuff that we don't understand. And then I kept asking God to the point with so much, it's almost been 2 years. God gave me Lena Crespo. Lena Crespo on here on TikTok. You guys need to go watch her videos. Her videos teach you about the soul. Her videos teach you about love and soul contracts. And I even got her a book. It's called You Planned It All. And so immediately I knew, Lord have mercy, like we have really been lied to. Because I'm not wrong for loving this woman. This is the woman that God has given me. This is my divine counterpart. And then I learned that your divine counterpart is your true spouse, is your true husband, is your true wife, whatever it may be, vice versa. And right now, as going through this spiritual awakening, this has been, it almost puts you in a place of psychosis. Because I'm still battling, oh my God, I'm in sin. Oh my God, I'm going to hell. And God was like, no, that's your person. That's your wife. That's your divine counterpart. We were told we're not supposed to do that. And so I want you guys to go get that book. If you want to learn about the soul, if you want to learn about same-sex relationships, because now I'm just learning about this, and no, she and I have never been in any physical relationship. I am abstinent, and I have been for 4 years. She's in a whole another relationship that she's dealing with a lot of stuff. And she's, dealing with the fact that God sent her a divine counterpart, and she don't know how to deal with it either. And we both feel like we're in sin for loving each other as deeply as we do. And she has run from this, just like I sometimes just run from it, because I'm like, I don't want to go to hell. I'm in sin, and I still go through that. But God was like, no, this is your person. Even to the point one day I told you guys, God took her name and put her name over my heart, because she texted me or something. I didn't respond because I was in one of those running modes where, like, I just don't want to be bothered with it. I don't want to be bothered with it, because I feel like with all this divine counterpart, with all these twin flame soulmate, this is one of the hardest things if you were chosen to go on this journey to go on, because then a lot of twin flames, a lot of soulmates, a lot of divine counterparts. And soulmate and twin flames are different. They're different. A lot of divine counterparts are not together. A lot of divine masculine, they run from the connection. Sometimes the divine feminine, she runs from the connection also, because it's too much. And sometimes the love is overwhelming that you have for your person. And that's how I knew that I had been lied to, because I loved this woman from the very first day that I met her. And I still love her now, even though she does not choose me, even though she's afraid, even though she will continue to run and hide. But I am a chosen one. She is a chosen one. But I choose to walk in the light, and I refuse to be in darkness. I refuse to hide who I am at any cost. I refuse to walk along anybody who has to hide that they love me. They have to hide that they're deeply in love with me. And I just choose to keep walking this journey and this path, which for me, this is, it gets confusing sometimes, because God put that crown on my head. God told me you're chosen. And almost 2 years ago, I went on a fast. God told me to clean out my one half of my closet. And I did that. And the very next year, in that same month, which was February, I met her. But I didn't expect to meet her. I expect to meet a him, and this is the one thing that God is showing me. These are just meat suits. Your soul does not have a gender. And she has been the love of my life for many lifetimes. God revealed all this to me. And I felt like I was crazy. I was going crazy. I felt like this ain't right. And God kept telling me, yes, but it is. That's not my person. God kept telling me, but yes, she is your person. You're not wrong for loving her. This is skin. And when you realize that a lot of us have lived many lifetimes, this is not our first lifetime. In our last lifetime, we could have lived as a man, and we still carry that energy. In your last lifetime, if you're a man and you still, if you lived as a woman, you will still carry some of that energy, because that's the thing when energy is never destroyed nor created. And so God taught me, I have learned so much since meeting this woman about the soul and about love, and even about numerology and astrology. And in numerology, I'm the 33-6. So I have to be on this camera. I'm the master teacher. I'm the person of love. When you're the master number 33-6, you walk in love. You never understood why, and so now God is explaining to you and helping you understand who you are with numerology, with astrology, something else that we have been told that we're going to hell because we're using witchcraft for learning about numerology and astrology. And as I see here on this camera, I can't make it up. God brought all this to me. And as us being awakened in a new earth, the truth shall be revealed, and God's remnant shall be raised up. And if you're the chosen one, you're here to walk in truth. You're here to learn the deeper truths and the deeper wisdom and the deeper knowledge that has been hidden from us. And so as I sit here, I'm telling you guys, I don't know nothing but what God is teaching me now. And when you learn that you're a chosen one and you've been in religion, and when you learn all these things, especially if God give you a divine counterpart of the same sex and you have never lived that lifestyle, it will ruin you. It will absolutely ruin you. But instead of me letting that thing ruin me, I started to ask questions. I started to ask God to show me, because I said, God, I know I belong to you. I know I've been taught that this is wrong and numerology and astrology is wicked. No, those are things that have been hidden from us, so we can't understand and learn our spiritual powers. All these things have been hidden from us, because if you understand who you are and how powerful you are spiritually, you're not going to be out here chasing after anything, wanting or begging for anything, because you are understanding your spiritual power, and you'll be so magnetic, things just flow to you. And it's happening to me because I'm understanding now my spiritual power and who I am. And so as these things are brought to you, don't deny these things. Don't run from these things. Just always take it back to God and make sure, God, am I hearing it right? Always stay in a fasted state. Always stay in a prayerful state, because spiritual people, we are very powerful. We are very, very powerful people. We are sent here to open up the eyes of the people who are asleep, because we have been woken up. And my divine counterpart was a big part of my awakening, and a big part of me knowing who I am. 42 years old, coming out and say, oh, I'm gay. But it wasn't I've been gay my whole life. No. This was the time that God decided for all this stuff to happen. This was the time in my spiritual contract that it was written that I will find my twin flame, my divine counterpart, that I would be able to show this level of love that I've never seen, that I've never experienced, to someone else, that someone else would have this love for me that is unexplainable, and that I have this love for them that's so divine, that's so God. Now, a lot of you are not going to agree with me. I don't expect you to agree with me. I expect you to take everything I'm saying and take it back to God. That's what I expect you to do. And whatever you hear from God, you go with it. You go with it. Because that's the only that's the only thing that you need to be listening to when it comes to your life, and when it comes to the people on social media that you are listening to. But I'm going to tell you, chosen ones, that we have been lied to, that we have been deceived, and we've been in religion, and we've been taught to really hate homosexuality, hate people that are different from us. And God is not hate. God is love. God is love. You know, and so as I'm on this journey, God has separated me from a lot of my friends and a lot of my family, because I know that would affect me so much, their opinions and my journey that I'm going on. But God said, no, I have you separated, because you're about to go on a journey that's going to even blow your mind. And you're separated because as you get on that camera and speak, Other people are going to be able to become free because of what I'm doing with you. Right now, I'm here to set some people free. I'm here to set some people free. And as you are, if you are homosexual, if you're dealing with that, you are divinely coded by God that way to show a different level of love. You're not a mistake. There's nothing wrong with you. You were divinely coded differently. And a lot of you homosexuals are chosen people. I see other chosen people on here that are gay or homosexual, and they're on here giving the word of God mighty and powerful. And that was something I didn't understand at first either, because I'd never been here. I didn't ask to be here. It's all in my soul contract for me to be right here on this camera, for me to be in love with this woman, for me to love her. And how I know I'm telling you guys that we have been lied to, because every time I prayed about this situation, every time I prayed about her, every time I asked God about her, one night I went to sleep and I said, God, this is really hurting me. It's really bothering me. I can't live like this if it's not you, God. God gave me Hosea and Gomer. Hosea was righteous. Hosea was a man after God's own heart. Hosea had kids and he was married to Gomer. And Gomer would go out seeking for validation, seeking for love, sleeping with all these different random people. And God told Gomer to go get her and love her like she's never left you. That was what God gave to me for me and my divine counterpart. Because I see that in her. I see in my divine counterpart, she likes validation from all these different people. She likes attention. She likes to be adored and admired by all these different people. And no, it's not making her whole. She's hurting. She's hurting. She's hurting bad. And right now, because of a divine counterpart, a twin flame came into her life, and I disrupted her life. I disrupted her patterns. I disrupted things in her life that she thought she was going to be able to continue to do. She disrupted my life. She disrupted my patterns. She disrupted any illusion or delusion I had about myself. But I'm the one. I'm the divine feminine. And so I'm here to speak truth. And she's supposed to be on this camera speaking also. She's supposed to be walking in power and the authority that God has given her also. She's supposed to be. But she chooses not to, because she chooses to stay in a karmic relationship. And maybe that's a part of her contract, that she's supposed to be there learning lessons or paying back karmic debt with the person that she decided to be with. And until then, she's going to be there. I'm going to be here speaking truth. We have been lied to. That's all I'm going to say is we have been lied to. We have been bamboozled. We have been tricked in a lot of things that you thought was wrong. A lot of things that you were taught to hate. God is about to bring some truths to you guys that you guys are not going to be ready for. I wasn't ready for this. I still want to be like, am I going to hell? Am I in sin? What the hell is going on? What's wrong? What is something wrong with me? No. This is the divine contract that I signed with God and with my divine counterpart. And anybody that you met in your life, they were a part of your divine contract. Nobody that you meet and that you come across is a mistake, is an accident. It's not by happens chance. Nothing is by happens chance. Your whole life was written out before the foundation of the earth. We all signed spiritual contracts, soul contracts before we got here. My divine counterpart and I, we signed soul contracts. She is the other half of my soul. And when I tell you, I knew something was so wrong and I had been lied to, because when I met her, I met so many women, so many men. She was the most beautiful creature in the world that I have ever seen in my life. And what I was seeing was her soul. And when we're in the space together, our energy is so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Our energy magnetizes more. It magnetizes more. It's so beautiful. It's so powerful. It is. And I had never experienced these things. Like even as I'm away from her, because I know who she is to me and I know who I am to her, I'm always praying and seeking God for her. Yesterday, I don't know what was going on with her. I don't know if anything was going on with her. But yesterday I was driving and God told me to pray for her. So I began to pray for her for like 20 or 30 minutes. See, this is how I know we've been lied to. This is how I know we've been tricked. This is how I know we've been programmed. This is how I know we've been bamboozled. Chosen ones, we have been greatly lied to. And you may not agree with me because you may not be going through this. God may not have revealed these things to you yet. You may be still on a place of religion and judgmental. I had to block a follower because she's like, what is this? Because there was a pastor on here teaching about love and homosexuality and how God is love and how God made these people this way. They're divinely coded this way. I'm divinely coded the way that I am. My birthday, your name, your birthday, everything is part of your divine coding. And I will sit here to love at a level that has never been seen before. And I've been doing it my whole life and I didn't understand it. So listen, I hope this helps somebody because we have been lied to greatly. We have been lied to. We have been tricked. We have been bamboozled, but I'm here to push out what God puts on the inside of me to help people that are going through what I'm going through, to help people that truly love God to their core, and you have been told that you are wrong for who you are and you are going to hell for who you are. I'm here to tell you that that's a lie and that it is an illusion. It said the kingdom of heaven is within you. And then you have to know that God is within you. God is within you. God ain't outside of you. You don't look for God in the sky. You go within because that's where the kingdom of heaven is. Because that's where God is. See, I'm learning all these things, y'all. I'm not no expert. I don't know nothing but what God gives me. That's all I know, what God gives me. But I was sent here to do something great. I was sent here to do something mighty. I was sent here as I sit on this camera, to sit on this camera with all power and with all authority that has been given unto me from God. I have to. I was afraid to talk about this. Afraid because of religion and my programming and me being judged. The hell with that. The hell with that. I came here to help. I came here to lead. I came here to guide. God doesn't call me or code me as a master teacher for anything. I don't have no degrees. I don't have all the things all these other people have, but I have God. And God gives me what to say. God shows me how to move. So I want to tell you guys to keep going. I want to tell you, I hope this helps somebody. Because a lot of you guys are like, oh my God, she's going to hell. I can't listen to her anymore. Well, you do what you do. But one thing I'm going to tell you, when you're chosen, God is with me. And I know what God gave me to say. And I know this is all part of New Earth. And this is all part of all truths being revealed. This is all part of the tare being separated from the wheat. Because a lot of things you thought were are not. So, you guys be encouraged today. I am Rachel, the Destined One. If you would like, please like, follow, share, and subscribe. If not, that's your business. All right, you guys have an awesome day.